Then we seen the agriculture development of India, and today we are going to discuss the industrial development of India. So let us start. That is, industrialization is refers to the progress of change in the technology used to produce the goods and services. As we are using the hello, hello, hello.
कंप्लीट है तुम्हारी यार का पूछा कंप्लीट है तुम्हारी इसमें प्रैक्टिकल और के लिए प्रैक्टिकल और सबका साथ पूछा है होमवर्क सेंटर दे दो पहले प्लीज क्लियर करा नंबर के प्लीज क्लियर की कंसेप्शन नंतर उनको नहीं प्रैक्टिकल में चाहिए इस तरीके एक तक तो क्लियर किया एक तरीके से Madhuri admission होता है ना आंसर कौन है ये करेक्शन करेंगे आगे पहला वाला तो करनी है एडमिशन कौन है हां ये ब्लॉग आगे कंडीशन ऐसे पास आधा 15 मिनट ले आप हमारे किसी वाले ये लॉगिन मुझे क्या करना है आई कैन सेटल टू कोड दे देती हूं एडमिशन फॉर्म में और मैं भी और मैं किसने चीजों को मत कर I decide right now because I'm going to just where admission and the form. That form should be available that form. Not just cycle. नहीं not just because admission is very regular. तो ये तुम लोग तो ये तुम हाँ
Hello, all of you. So today we are going to discuss about the industrial development in India. So I would like to share my screen with you. Is that okay? Fine. So let us start the meaning of industrialization. That is, industrialization is the period of social and economic change that transfers a human society involving the extensive manufacturing recognized of an economy. Yes, it is related with the India. That's why, as we are having the agrarian economy, so the industrialization in India, that is the part of the agriculture sector also. Then let us see that industrialization provides ample amount of job opportunities in small, medium, and large scale enterprises. It is also the major sector of the economy and manufacturing sector, which is related with the industrialization, which absorbs the underemployed and unemployed farm workers in increasing the national output. Let us see that is industrialization refers to a progress of change in technology used to produce goods and services. Some of the important features of industrialization are economic growth and efficient division of labor, and as we know that the technological development, or we can say the advanced technology which is adapted for the manufacturing, that is included in it. The next part we are going to discuss, that is what is the need for industrialization. Under this, we have to focus on the rising national output. Yes, as we all know that the whole production or the manufacturing sector's output is contributed in the GDP, and that's why it is helpful to increase the national output. Then, as we know that manufacturing sector involves all the other sectors like agriculture and service sectors are depend on the industrialization. That's why it expands the opportunities of employment. So, the next reason for rising the industrialization, that is we have to get more and more opportunities in the industrialization. Then improve the standard of living. As we know that we are, as there is demand for the new products is increasing, that improves the standard of livings of the people, and that's why it is helpful to increase the standard of living. Like we can consider here the durable goods which we having a huge demand in the economy. Uh, it includes like vehicles demand, electronic vehicle demand, even the digital gadgets, etc. We can consider to improve the indicators or the factors which is indicating the high standard of living of the people. That we are using the luxurious items which is produced in the Indian economy. Then these industrialization is promotes the exports. Yes, no doubt that if manufacturing sector is developed, the export of the Indian economy will also improve, and that's why the promotion of the industrial goods is helpful for the foreign exchange and foreign capital we can uh, create through the industrialization. Then lead to capital formation. Yes, industrialization is always helpful for the creation of capital formation, because with the help of these improvements in the products, we are producing more and more manufacturing products. Focus on that, and that's why there is a need of financial assistance from the banking and financial sectors, which helpful for the creation of capital formation. There is more need for the money, which expand the economy, and this expansion of the economy creates the more capital formation. So we can get the more and more FDI from the manufacturing sector only. That we ever seen that the new industries, international industries are coming towards the India and make the foreign direct investment in our domestic regions. That is the indicator that industrialization makes lead to capital formation. Okay, then let us see the technological progress. Yes, no doubt. Is if we are improving our standard of living, we are strengthening our economy, we are getting more standards of living. That means that it indicates the higher technology is used by the public. That in initial stage we are utilizing the tab-like phones, yeah, button wala phone we are using. Now we all are having the smartphones, okay, then tabs. Even there is a drastic change in the laptop manufacturing or the computer manufacturing, and it having a good features in the technological manner. Okay, so this technological progress is always and always helpful for the strengthening the economy. That's why, due to this industrialization, we get more and more manufacturing, more and more production, which contributes the national output and strengthen the economy. Then alleviation of poverty, that is removal of poverty. Okay, so under this, as we know that if we are already seen there is more and more population is engaged with the farm activities, as we are having a agrarian economy, but still that is the seasonal employment is created by the industrialization or the industry sector, manufacturing sector is providing an ample amount of job opportunities in entire year, and that's why these migrated workers, farm workers, are getting the job opportunities in the urban areas, and that's why we are successfully reduce the rate of poverty in our Indian economy. Then let us see how industrialization is helpful for the urbanization. Yes, the wage difference between the agriculture sector and the industrial sector, that is a huge difference between the production activities, and that's why there is the better chances in getting higher salaries in the manufacturing sector, which helpful for the urbanization and migration of the public is more in the urban areas, because only because of the industrial development corporations. Okay, all these factors like rising of national output, employment opportunities, technical progress, capital formation, and the expansion of the foreign capital, we can stabilize our economy with the help of all these factors and creating a good environment, healthy environment for the economic development of our country. Let us see the ways in which these industries spread out from the initial branch heads, gradually accounting for a higher proportion of employment output and income in the economy. So also form a pattern with the classical characteristics, that is typically these industries has three main axes of expansion, that is horizontal expansion, vertical expansion, and exogenous expansion. So I will repeat it: horizontal expansion, vertical expansion, and exogenous expansion. With the help of these characteristics, or we can say excess of the industrialization, we can reach up to the new part of the industrialization. Let us start with the horizontal, that is a straightforward duplication of the existing units like mills, particularly in food grain mills. Okay, wheat, rice, manufacturing, maize, these mills are like direct raw material is there and output is there. So this is the straightforward duplication of existing mills. Then let us see the vertical access or vertical expansion. That is, this is because so much of its occurs as extension of the existing enterprises and involves the intermediate routes. Like there are two aspects of the investment that are not very visible, such like the processing units, which need the raw materials, like dairy. Dairy needs the milk, correct? And when we are processing with the milk activities, then only we can produce like curd, buttermilk, shrikhanda, okay, etc. So that is the intermediary goods we can produce with the help of vertical expansion of the industrialization. Even we here consider the textile industries. Under this, like raw material is used as, the raw cotton is used for these industries, and with the help of this raw material, we can utilize the expansion of the textile industry. Then exogenous industries. The name of new industries that is neither duplicate nor stands in a close technical relationship to any existing one. When the time is ripe, these industries spring up from outside the system, that is to say, exogenous. So, these are the exogenous industries. So, let us see, that is the next part of your syllabus is the growth pattern of Indian industries. Okay, as we know that the industrialization in India is broadly we can divide it pre-independence period and post-independence period. But nowadays we are classifying these in the four phases, or we can say in two phases actually. So the implementation of new economic policy before the traditional policies, and after the new economic policy. We can bifurcate with the two or four phases. Okay. So the first phase, that is regarding the first planning period, which is the first phase of industrial growth consists of the first three planning periods, which had built a strong industrial base in India. So during these phases, huge investments were made in major industries like iron, steel, heavy engineering, and machine building industries. Annual compound growth rate of these industries during the first three planning periods was between 7% to 9%. Let us see the second phase, that is in 1965 to 80, that is declaration and retrogression. In this period, like this period is, the Indira Gandhi's period, duration. Okay, 1965 to 80. For betterment, to remember the period. Okay, so in this period, the industrial sector faced a structural retrogression during the second phase. So the capital goods industries registered its annual average growth rate of only 2.6%, and during the second phase of fifth recorded an annual growth rate that is 5.7%. Because of a great, we can say, recessionary phase was there, and that's why by the Indian economy, and that's why the basic industries, the annual growth rate during this second phase under this second phase, that thus the basic industries were engaged in the production of ferrous metal groups, construction materials, mechanical engineering industries, etc. So let us see the third phase, which is very, very essential because it is the pre-phase of the new economic policy. Because after this phase, we face the adopted the globalization, privatization, and liberalization. So before that phase is it is clear shift the pattern of industrialization in the country, that is looking at the growth of the different product group in the manufacturing sector like chemical, petrochemical, and allied industries recorded a faster rate as compared to the others. And during this period, the production of chemicals and chemical products industries expanded at an annual average growth rate of 11.19% as compared to that of only 5.47% in machine building sector. Moreover, during this period, iron and steel, basic metal and alloys metal products recorded as 5.15%, 4.19%, and 3.95% respectively. So it means that the 1980 to 1991, this period, this phase is, the green revolution period. So high yielding varieties of seeds and chemical fertilizers, incremental demand is there, and that's why the chemical products or the chemical industry is widely, we can say, expanded. Let us see the fourth phase, the foremost important phase of the Indian industries, that is this fourth phase. Because under this phase, we are adopted the policy of liberalization, privatization, and the globalization. The fourth phase of this industrial growth covers earlier part of the 90s, that is the period from 1991-92 to 97-98. This short period experienced a sharp industry retrogression followed by the immediate upturn the industrial growth of the country. And during 91-92, the country had a bitter experience of negative growth rate like minus 0.10% as compared to that of 8.5% in 1991. So this is clear evidence of a sharp industry retrogression in the country. But after that, in 1995-96, the country experienced an industrial upturn trend as annual growth rate during this year stood at 11 and 7% during the period of 1996-97. Industrial output has increased by 7.1% and further that is 8.6%, and then afterwards it is continuously increasing. So this is the important phase regarding the industrialization. As we know, in this period of liberalization, privatization, and globalization, I would like to explain you this meaning of these three concepts. Like liberalization, that is the new economic policy try to make the industrial sector free from the regulation, and it is emphasized on the removal of license raj and price controls, deregulation of the sector for private entry, and removal of reservation commodities meant for the small scale industries. Means restrictions are reduced through the industrialization. Then let us see the privatization. Under this privatization, it is the progress of the transfer of ownership, properties, and business from government to the private sector. And after privatization, the government changes to the owner of the business. That is the impact of privatization. Under this, government companies are transformed into private companies in two different ways: by withdrawal of the government from ownership and the management of public sector companies. That is first part. and second, that is by outright sale of public sector companies. So these are two criteria regarding the privatization. Okay, then globalization. Under this, it is the process of integrating the national economy with the rest of the world with regard to information, trade, investment, production, technology, and even people across different countries. So, new economic policy aim to push the economy of India into the new arena of the globalization to give the economy new trust on the market-oriented economy. Okay, so after the implementation of new economic policies in 1991, India has become new one of the leading emerging market economies of the world, and in terms of the volume of GDP, the world's sixth largest economy. Growing very fast. So आतापर्यंत आपण जे एक्सप्लेनेशन बघितलं त्याच्यामध्ये मी तुम्हाला त्याचा थोडक्यात अन्वयार्थ सांगते मराठीमध्ये. त्याचं असेल की औद्योगिक क्षेत्र आणि त्याचा विकास हा भारताच्या विकासासाठी किती महत्त्वपूर्ण आहे याबद्दल आपण बोलत होतो. हे बोलत असताना आपण अगदी सुरुवातीला जे पाहिलं त्याच्यामध्ये आपण बघितलं की कशा पद्धतीनं विकास होत गेला किंवा औद्योगिक क्षेत्राचा विकास होत असताना काय महत्वाचं आहे. एकतर आपलं जे राष्ट्रीय उत्पन्न आहे ते वाढण्यासाठी मदत होते, रोजगार उपलब्ध होतो, जे आपल्या राहणीमानाचा दर्जा आहे तो उंचावतो. एकंदरीत राष्ट्राचा जो काही निर्यात व्यापार आहे तो सुधारण्यासाठी मदत होते. त्याच्यानंतर भांडवल निर्मितीसाठी सहाय्यक असतं आणि नवनवीन तंत्रज्ञानाची जी काही आपण अवगत करतो तंत्रज्ञान त्याचा औद्योगिक क्षेत्राच्या विकासासाठी मोठा हातभार लागतो. त्याच पद्धतीने आपल्या आर्थिक अडचणी किंवा आपली अर्थव्यवस्था अधिक बळकट करण्यासाठी किंवा समृद्ध करण्यासाठी औद्योगिकरणाचा जो काही विकास आहे तो होणं अतिशय महत्त्वाचं आहे. औद्योगिक क्षेत्राच्या विकासामुळे आपण दारिद्र्य कमी करण्यासाठी आपल्याला मदत होते. शिवाय शहरीकरणाचा सुद्धा याच्यामध्ये खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणात विस्तार होतो की जो अर्थव्यवस्थेला अधिक मागणी आणि अधिक पुरवठा निर्माण करण्यासाठी उपयुक्त असतो किंवा ज्याला आपण म्हणतो की अर्थव्यवस्था अधिक चांगल्या प्रमाणे विस्तारित करण्यासाठी आपल्याला फायदेशीर ठरते. आणि सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं आपण हे जे काही करतो ते आपल्या देशामध्ये आर्थिक स्थैर्य निर्माण होण्यासाठी करतो. मग तो कोणत्याही क्षेत्राचा विकास असो, शेतकी क्षेत्र असो, कृषी क्षेत्र असो किंवा औद्योगिक क्षेत्र असो किंवा व्यापार क्षेत्र असो. तर जे औद्योगिक क्षेत्र आहे ते आर्थिक स्थैर्य निर्माण करून देण्यासाठी अतिशय फायदेशीर ठरतं. त्याच्यामध्ये आपण त्याच्या हे बघितल्या की 3 बाजू आपण त्याच्यामध्ये बघितल्या की हॉरिझॉन्टल एक्सपान्शन, व्हर्टिकल एक्सपान्शन आणि एक्झॉजिनियस एक्सपान्शन. त्याच्यामध्ये समांतर विकास किंवा उच्चतर विकास किंवा आपण ज्याला म्हणतो की अतिरिक्त जी बाजू आहे अशा पद्धतीचं हे विश्लेषण होतं की जे उद्योग ऑलरेडी अर्थव्यवस्थेमध्ये आहेत ते हॉरिझॉन्टल ह्याच्यामध्ये येतात. व्हर्टिकलमध्ये नव्याने तयार होणारे आणि प्रोसेसिंग म्हणजे ज्याला कच्चा मालाची जरूरत असते अशा प्रकारच्या वस्तू तयार होण्याच्या ज्या काही प्रोसेसिंग युनिट्स आहेत म्हणजे प्रक्रिया व्यवसाय आहे अशा सगळ्या वस्तू सेकंडरी व्हर्टिकल फेजमध्ये येतात. तर एक्झॉजिनियसमध्ये इनोव्हेटिव्ह प्रोडक्ट्स जे तयार होतात म्हणजे काहीतरी नवोपक्रमशीलता त्याच्यामध्ये असते, असे नव्याने शोध लागणारे जे काही वस्तू असतील त्या नव्याने मार्केटमध्ये येतात, त्यांचा समावेश आपण एक्झॉजिनियस इंडस्ट्रीजमध्ये करतो. हे करत असताना पूर्वीचं जे औद्योगिकरण होतं भारतातलं स्वातंत्र्यानंतरच्या काळातलं, त्याच्यानंतर स्वातंत्र्यानंतरच्या दरम्यानच्या 80पर्यंतच्या कालावधीमधलं आणि त्याच्यानंतरचं आपण बघितलं की 90च्या आधीच्या दशकातलं आणि 90च्या नंतरच्या दशकातलं म्हणजे 2000 पर्यंत. आणि त्याच्यानंतरचा जो पिरियड आहे तो रिफॉर्म्स पिरियड म्हणून ओळखला जातो. तर याच्यामध्ये वेगवेगळ्या फेजेस आहेत. त्याच्यामध्ये आपण ह्या 4 फेजेस बघितल्या, म्हणजे 4 पद्धतींमध्ये आपण याचं वर्गीकरण केलं. हे कशासाठी केलं तर तुमचा अभ्यास चांगला व्हावा, चांगल्या पद्धतीने तुम्हाला औद्योगिक विकास कसा घडत गेला हे कळावं, याच्यासाठी आपल्या अभ्यासाच्या सहजतेसाठी आपण हे 4 विभाग याच्यामध्ये केलेले आहेत. तुम्ही नेट सेटचा अभ्यास करत असताना एक काम करा, यू हॅव टू क्लासिफाय दीज प्लॅनिंग वाईज इंडस्ट्री ग्रुप इन इंडिया. असं थोडंसं जर तुम्हाला करता आलं तर तुम्ही अजून त्याचं एक्सपान्शन करू शकता. कारण पिरियड वाईज तो फेज जो असतो तो 5 इयर प्लॅनिंगसाठीचा मर्यादित कालावधीसाठी आपण प्लॅनिंग नियोजनानुसार आर्थिक विकास साधणं हे आपल्या देशाचं धोरण असल्यामुळे दॅट इज द पॉलिसी ऑफ इंडियन इकॉनॉमी. दॅट्स वाय यू हॅव टू गो थ्रू द each and every 5-year plan. According to that, what are the objectives are regarding that, you can understood the progress of the industrialization. Okay, fine. So let us see the challenges. That is, this is the pattern of our industrialization. Industrialization में ये सारा हमारे इसमें है. Then we should look the challenges कि इसमें प्रोग्रेस करने के लिए या याचा चांगला आर्थिक विकास साधण्यासाठी जी आव्हानं समोर आहेत ती आपण बघूया. द ॲडजस्टमेंट प्रोग्रेस इन इंडस्ट्री इन रिस्पॉन्स टू इन्क्रीज द कॉम्पिटिशन longer time than expected. Then second challenge, that is infrastructural bottlenecks and high cost. Then unreliable supply of the services in transport, communication and power sector. Then low levels of productivity due to the low economies of scale. Outdated technology is used and restricted labor laws. Then next one challenge, that is lower speculative demand for the sectors like automobile and real estate due to the expectations of the lower prices and reduction of the taxes and duties in the short term period. And next one, that is high interest rates. These challenges having the one separate research on each acquisition issue. Second is involving with the high cost of production. Third one, that is the transport cost and communication cost. Or we can estimate a separate problem regarding the power sector. That is the electricity generation plants are very few in India, and they are generating very few electricity, which is we can say not sufficient for the industrial group. We need more. I want to say that is not sufficient. It means that we need more. So we have to make the that kind of system in India, like dam construction and electricity generation plant should be there, and then we can improve the industrial production. Then low levels of productivity, which is again the part of the low economies of scale. When there is financial system is strong, then only the economies of scales are higher. If we are utilizing the outdated technology and the unskilled labor in the industrial sector, then quite obvious that our production would not have that much of extension as per the requirement. That's why we have to manage the advanced technology which are utilized in the good production quantity and the skilled labor for the better production. Then next one, that is lower speculative demand for the sectors like automobile and real estate due to the expectations of the lower prices and reduction in the taxes. So duty is in the short term period, but as if there is forecasting demand for that particular sector, then it is quite obvious this speculative demand can be manageable. So management is somehow, or the marketing skills are somehow responsible for these kinds of problems. So if we are good in that, then these problems can be sorted out. Then high interest rate. Yes, this is completely related with the monetary phenomena, or we can say the responsibility of the banking sector, that is provide the financial support to the industrialization. But yes, there are quite plannings of schemes, programs are implemented by the government to support the industrialization, which can hire the manpower by the industrial sector. Let us see the sector-wise GDP in India, or we can say the pattern and structure of industrial sector in India. Like the industries are engaged with the agriculture and forestry. That is the percentage of share in GDP, that is 20.90%. 19%. The mining and quarrying, that is 1.63, and manufacturing, that is 14.43%. Electricity, gas, water supply and other utility services, that is 2.7%. Construction, that is having 7.16% of contribution. So if we add all these quantum, we can get aggregate 25.93% of contribution from the manufacturing sector. Then trade and hotel, transport, communication and services related to the broadcasting, that is a share is 16.42%. Financial, real estate and professional services, the contribution is 22.05%. Public administration and defense and other services, that is 15.42%. So I also given the source of this data, that is Statistics Times, and under this we can estimate the service sector contribution is 53.98%. So as we can approximately we can say that 21% of share from agriculture, 26% manufacturing sector, and 54% of the contribution from service sectors. So this is the scenario of sector-wise GDP share of India. Let us see the pattern of current industrial growth. That is the quick estimate of index of industrial production. Industrial production are released on 12th of the every month or previous working day if 12th is a holiday. So with the 6 weeks lag and compiled with the data received from the sources and agencies, which is in turn received the data from the producing factories and estimated. So the month of the May 2022 quick estimates of index of industrial production, that is 2011-12, stands at 137.7. Electricity sector of the month of May 2022 stand at 120.1, 134.5 and 199.9 respectively for the mining, manufacturing and electricity. This quick estimate will undergo the revision of subsequent revisions as per the revision policy of IIP, that is Index of Industrial Production. Then the primary goods, capital goods, the intermediary goods and infrastructure construction, and the indices for the durable and consumers non-durable goods, that is having the percentage of 113.5 and 136.8 respectively. So detail of this quick estimation, all details there is provided through the June 2022 that is in the month of 12th of August 2022. That is the current data. The link provided to you. Please click on that link. You can get all the details of this pattern from the current industrial growth. Let us see the industrial production index growth. Under this, India industrial production rose from the 7.1% in 2022, following the previous month growth rate was like 4.2% only. India industrial production index growth rate data is updated from 2006 to 2022 with an average growth rate of 4.2%, and the all-time high, that is 133.5, which is low in 2020 because of the pandemic period, that is minus 57.3%. But now it is in a recovery phase. That's why there is chance to improve the production. Let us see this link. You can also open the link, that is growth of Indian industries, where the role of MSME, policymakers, and current industrial trends is provided under this link. So I given the link only to provide the data. Okay. Just you can go through that link. You will find all the data regarding the current updates regarding the Indian budget, and even there is the economics survey for the industrial expansion, current in Indian industrial expansion, that the role of MSME, policy measures, and current industrial trade is given in that. Okay, let us see the role of MSME. That is very, very essential. Under this, we can see the micro industries, small industries, and the medium scale enterprises. So we will see the current info, like as other developed countries are having the industrial growth with the labor content, but we are considering here with the investment content. Okay, so the investment in plant and machinery equipments not more than 1 crores and annual turnover is not more than 5 crores, then that industry is considered under the micro enterprises. If the investment in plant and machinery or the equipment not more than 10 crores and annual turnover is not more than 50 crores, then this industry is considered the small enterprises. And after that, the medium enterprises, that is the investment plant and machinery or equipment not more than 50 crores and annual turnover is not more than 250 crores, that is comes under the medium enterprises. So this is the latest definitions, or we can say derivatives regarding the micro, small and medium enterprises. Let us see what is the role of these MSME in the economic development. That is the range over the MSME sector provides a varied range of over 6,000 products in India. So traditional to high-tech items, the growth of MSMEs is very significant for the economic development for our economy, and in terms of their market share as well as employment creativity is greater in India. Even the highest number of the share from the MSME sector, that is 14.20% growth rate or the contribution in 2020. Then it has emerged as a dynamic and vibrant sector of the Indian economy, that is it contributing to the socio-economic development of the country, and this sector is actually complementary to the large industries, as these sectors, along with the ancillary units, contribute significantly in inclusive growth pattern of the India. So MSME in India holds the significant share in GDP of the country and contribute a major share of the total exports of the country. So it has contributed immensely in entrepreneurship development, especially in rural and semi-urban areas. Currently, these MSMEs support product development, design innovation, packaging. Moreover, they offer the quality certificate services and also the modern testing facilities. The MSME sector has promoted the growth and development of khadi and village industries also. As compared to the big industries or large industries, they can be set up with a low capital cost. A country like India, where capital deficiency is there, these enterprises play a very crucial role for the development of the economy. There is high flexibility in operations and mobility through the location and functioning of the MSME. So, in the period of COVID 19, they are making the strategic planning to help out the public in a varied industries. So the sector contributes significantly to the development in terms of the GDP, export, employment, and the poverty elevation, etc. The importance of MSME to the economic development of India is in case of employment generation, it contributes the GDP growth rate, contribute to the foreign exchange, it promotes the exclusive growth of the inclusive growth of the India, and as well as small capital labor ratio is developed. Then regional disparities is reduced through the MSME sector. That it gives the it try to reduce the inequalities, regional inequalities particularly. That is, the sector is providing the enterprises to Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and other unitary territories of the country. Then, because of this setting up of MSME, it helped the two-tier system, three-tier system cities of the helping new enterprises with the availability of credit facilities to the MSME sector with the budding enterprises, and that's why the banking services is also expanded with the help of MSME sector. It also provides supports to the national economy. That is, the MSME sector in India provides a silent but strong support to the national economy. These enterprises act as the MSME sector in India, or we can say the global economic slowdowns can be faced by the Indian economy with a successful rate only because of the MSME sector. Then let us see the challenges before this MSME sector, that is, the working capital is lacking behind, then delaying of the payments of MSME sector, scaling up the issues, lack of formalization, then formalities are too more to sanction the projects, then technology related challenges, low productivity, then managerial problems are there, infrastructure bottlenecks are there. So these are some basic problems regarding the MSME. Otherwise, MSME sector is providing lots of opportunities to the enterprises. So there are some public enterprises as well as private enterprises are also helpful for the employment generation. Next one, that is we deal with the large scale industries, then small scale industries, and we can deal with the tiny industries. So we focus on the iron and steel industries in India. That is comes under the large scale industries. That is a huge population is engaged with these industrial productions. That is known as the large scale industries and having crores of investment in that. 100 crores of investment in that. Then cotton and textile industries are available also. In this sector, we can engage the lots of workers. That is under the textile hubs, we can consider the Bombay, even Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. These are the textile hubs in India. Then jute industries, that is Assam and other union territories are busy with the jute production and jute industries. Sugar industries are focused with the UP and Maharashtra are the largest producer of the sugar. Then cement industries, paper industries, and petrochemical industries are also having a huge amount of investment as a large scale industries. Then pharmaceutical industries. Nowadays, these chemical industries are too much expanded. As like that, the new generation is facing more medicinal needs, requirements. So the requirement of the medicines increases. That's why the pharmaceutical industries are also expanded. So there is more need for the pharmaceutical. Then we just look out the policy measures regarding these sectors, because under this pharmaceutical industry ranked third in the world in the pharmaceutical production by the volume of 2021. Total pharma export, that is 24.4 billion was there. Okay. Then total pharma import, that is also $7.0 billion, thereby generating trade surplus regarding these pharmaceuticals, that is 17.5%. Please take down if possible. India is the largest supplier of the generic medicines with a 20% share of the global supply. Then price competitiveness and good quality has enabled Indian medicines producers to be dominant players in the world market. So pharmacy of the world is indicating the India for the new challenges, and the FDI in pharmaceutical sectors has been a sudden spurt in the 2020-21, vice versa. The previous year showing 2,000% increase in these pharmaceutical investments. So the extraordinary growth of the foreign investments in pharma sector is mainly in account of the investment to meet in COVID-19 vaccinations, and although the predominant player in formulation, the country is significantly dependent on the import bulk drugs, that is formulation of medicines. In certain cases, import depends varies between the 80 to 100%. This issue of the import dependence for the critical bulk drugs was examined by the high-level committee and composite the set of actions and incentives bulk drug production have been initiated. So such kind of initiatives are taken by the Indian government. Then privatization in the aviation sector. As I told you, that is the Large scale industries are some industries are public sector enterprises and some of them are private sector enterprises. So under that, the disinvestment of Air India, that is the part of the privatization of airports, and in order to improve the efficiency, performance, service, qualitative service, and encourage the greater investment in this sector, to reduce the government influence, Airport Authority of India (AAI) has awarded six airports, namely Ahmedabad, Jaipur, Lucknow, Guwahati, Thiruvananthapuram, and Mangaluru, for the operations management and development to the highest bidder. So Adani Enterprises Limited, that is AEL, under the public-private partnership mode for the lease period of 50 years. Besides, AAI had, that is Airports Authority of India, had leased out Delhi and Mumbai airports in 2006. Delhi International Airport Limited and Mumbai International Airport Limited, respectively, for the operations, management, and development per PPP under the public-private enterprises, so partnership mode for the period is 30 years. As per the national monetization pipeline, and 25 AAI airports have been earmarked for asset monetization over the year 2022 to 2025, namely Bhubaneswar, Varanasi, Amritsar, Penchi, Indore, Raipur, Calicut, Coimbatore, Nagpur, Patna, Madurai, Surat, Ranchi, Jodhpur, Chennai, Vijayawada, Vadodara, then Bhopal, Tirupati, Hubli, Imphal, Agartala, Udaipur, Dehradun, and Rajamurti. These are the under implementation. Okay, so the criteria adopted for monetization of these airport assets under the NMP is the following ways. That is, airports having annual traffic above the threshold of 0.5 billion passengers in 2019 and 2020. Airport with the sizable ongoing proposed capacity plan as per the National Infrastructure Pipeline. Okay, that is NIP. So under this, the ports are developing in India. So the connecting in the PM Gati Shakti, that is the another milestone achieved, which has herald a new chapter in governance in the PM Gati Shakti, as integrated plan ensured the multimodal seamless connectivity of for public goods and services. That is, it covers the 16 milestones and the infrastructure like Bharatmala, Sagarmala, and inland waterways, dryland ports, Udan, etc. So it is also expected to include the social infrastructure like hospital and universities. With continuous improvement in digital infrastructure along with the development of economic zones like textile clusters, pharmaceutical clusters, and the defense corridors, electronic parks, industrial corridors, fishing clusters, agri zones, Gati Shakti will improve connectivity and make Indian businesses more competitive. So these are the policy measures which can be helpful for the industrialization in India. Even we can see the telecom development in India. So under this, the reforms under the telecom sector is a tremendous change after 2000. Okay, so the rationalization of the adjusted gross revenue with the not telecom revenue will be excluded on the prospective basis from definition of AGR. Then bank guarantees against the license fee have been rationalized. One bank guarantee in different license services areas, regions in the country has been allowed. Then interest rate rationalized removed. Okay. Then for the auctions held henceforth, that is installment payments is the option. Then spectrum tenure, then surrender of the spectrum will be permitted for the 10 years, and no spectrum use charges, that is for the spectrum acquired in future spectrum auctions. To encourage the investment of 100% foreign direct investment under the automatic route has been permitted in the telecom sector. So this is the reform changes. Then procedural reforms like customer acquisition forms, they changed, and they released several warehouses that was being required to store 300 and 400 crores papers CAF, that is the customer acquisition forms. Okay, with these measures, warehouse audit would also be required, and standing advisory committee on radio frequency allocations clearance for the telecom towers easily. So Department of Telecommunication will accept data on a portal based on the self declaration basis, which is to be linked to the portals of other agencies such as civil aviation, and know your customer, that is KYC reforms, self KYC permitted, then auction calendar fixed, then is doing the business promoted. So this is the replaced for the self declaration. So these are the some new reforms regarding telecommunication. Let us see measures taken to develop the national gas grid and city gas distribution network. Under that, the national gas grid, with the aim to create the nationwide gas grid, petroleum and natural gases regulatory board has authorized approximately 33,764 kilometer natural gas pipeline network across the country as 2021. The natural gas grid would connect all major demand and supply centers in India. This would ensure easy availability of natural gas across all regions, and also potentially help to achieve the uniform economic and social progress in 2021. So Pradhan Mantri Urja Ganga, then Northeast gas grid and city gas distribution network are working under this national gas grid policy. Okay, so PNEG RB has authorized 232 geographical areas for the development of CGD, that is City Gas Distribution Network, across the country, covering more than 400 districts in 27 states, which covers around the 71% of India's population and 53% of area. So as total approximately PNG domestic connections are 79.47 lakhs. Okay, and this is the all about the gas connectivity and gas grid. Now we will focus the electricity, that is pace at which shift from the conventional fossil fuel based resources is made, and the pace will be determined in extent and mix of the investment in renewable source of energy with the development encourage the R&D to ensure effortless switch to renewable source of energy. This may also include focus on developing technology that recycle, reuse, and repurpose minerals. So the recent surge in prices of natural gas in Europe on account of higher energy demand coupled with the cold spell across the region, slower winds to run wind turbines has resulted in lower electricity output. That's why the energy crisis being experienced by Europe brings to the fore the need for having diversification mix source of energy, which fossil fuel are an important part. That's why nowadays focus should be laid down building storage for the intermittent electricity generation from the solar PV and wind from the farms to ensure on-demand energy supply. So this is the pre-lac level regarding the industrialization. So these are the large industries which we examine. Let us see the Let us see the small scale industries. Under the small scale industries, village and khadi industries, powerloom industries, coir industries, silk industries, sericulture industries, and handicrafts, as well as the small scale industries. Here we can include with the small businesses like swing, etc., etc. So these are the small industries. Let us concentrate on the industrial sickness, which is the very important or current topic of the industrialization. So lack of management expertise, there is the industrial areas are facing the problems. Very low equity based investment is there. That's why small scale or tiny industries are facing or close their enterprises. Then underutilization of capacity. Those who are engaged with the industrialization, they have more capacity to work, but they are utilizing very less capacity. That's why they are underutilization of capacity. Then proper screening of the project proposals is there. There is not a proper proposals is given to the government, and that's why the process makes takes the time, and it will make the disturbances in sanctioning the projects. So mostly all the projects are depends on their own funds. Those projects which are the financial support of the government, they are running in a good way. That is the common observation. That's why if the spending of the own funds that cannot be considered as the whole investment is productive investment. That's why. So non-payable payments by principals to the auxiliaries and Sikh Industrial Companies Act 1985, that is also support for the small scale industries, and Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. It is also there to help out these industries, and there is a separate labor problems should be studied under this context. Okay, so you have to see the material regarding the labor problems, which is not your part of the syllabus, but quite possible that industrial labor related issue can be raised in the examination. Let us see some important schemes regarding this industrial development. You have to go through the Make in India, Startup India, and Stand Up India through the governmental portal. There is all the information is given by the government of India. So visit the Make in India, Startup India, and Stand Up India. Get the current statistical data and the option that is the startups have developed in important sectors like agriculture, tourism, and irrigation. Option D, that is the recognized sector have create job more than 7 lakhs. So as we discussed, that is the service sector, manufacturing sector is providing a lots of job opportunities. So the part of recognized sectors have created job opportunities more than 7 lakhs. That is the answer regarding these MKS startups. Then what is the priority prioritize the objectives of the industrialization in terms of startup initiatives. Options are self-reliance, employment opportunities, both self-employment and self-reliance opportunity, and export reduction. So answer is both self-reliance and employment opportunities. Then which of the following measures is required for sustaining startups? Options are attracting FDI startups, tax holidays on startups, creation of domestic demands for startups, and encouraging startups in defense sector. So that is the third one answer, domestic demand for these startups. So these are some sample questions for your preparations. So I think all the best for your next set preparation. Okay. So guys, now if you want to ask some questions, the lecture is open for the discussion. Thank you very much for your sincere attendance. I thanks a lot. I thank to BARTI, and we covered here the industrial growth pattern and structure of industrial sector of India. Okay. So in the next lecture, we will deal with the service sector and the infrastructure facilities which are providing by India for promoting the trade and commerce. Okay. Thank you. Thanks. I think the two links I provided in these videos, please go through that links and make your statistical information updated, and make sure that these data or the information is helpful for you, of course helpful for you for the preparation of NEET. Thank you one and all. Thank you.